And welcome to a special edition for Greyhound News UK, as we are joined by the guys again, Michael Smythe, Graham Banks, Matt Newman and Chris Oliver, all from Greyhound Racing and Greyhound News UK. The team behind how do we say it? The content writers, editorial team, just good lads, really. They're all very good lads, and they're all good judges as well. That's why we've got them on. Me and Michael were doing the last few. We've got the lads on to give us a little bit of help in what is a brilliant renewal of the Coral Sussex Cup this year, won last year by Newin Benny, who tries to defend his crown again. Guys, thoughts on the competition as a whole? We'll come into the anti-post market in a minute. The thoughts on the competition, great to have King Memphis back. Great to have Proper Heiress back as well. They're at the top of the market. Slick Sentinel, Romeo Tomcat, as Chris mentioned on the other preview. Patrick's in great form. Just a good, solid competition, isn't it?
I'll go if I go. Yes, cracking competition. I think you can make the market with the top two, both class dogs on the day, but coming back from layoffs, plenty of people want to be with them, but probably more people against them at the prices. So it makes it for a very interesting comp, I think, and there's plenty of good dogs in behind them, the market to take them on with.
Yeah, it's solid, Graham, isn't it? It's Proper Heiress, of course, Coral Olympic winner in December. Loves the track. If he's back to his best, his trial suggests that he is back to his best because it's just absolute flying. And just a really, really good competition and a good competition dog. 29.74 in his trial, deserved favourite.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? He's won almost the competitions he's been in, hasn't he? He's won the Olympic, he's won the Juvenile, the Monmore Gold Cup as well.
Can't play.
It's just a fantastic competition dog, and it's exactly what you need for these sort of things. Good early pace, stays distance well, not necessarily draw dependent like he used to be. He can win out of 3 and 4 nowadays. It's just a fantastic competition dog, and he deserves to be the betting of a really competitive competition.
He does. Let's get into the betting there. Now, with the sponsors Coral for the Coral Sussex Cup, starting Saturday. It's 9-4 Proper Heiress, 5-1 King Memphis, 6-1 Slick Sentinel, 13-2 Romeo Tomcat, 12-1 Gary the Arb, 16-1 Chowns Bear, of course, was Banted Bear. And then a few interested, 18-1 Ballymac Kobe, 18-1 Kilmore Dancer, and 20-1 Bar, including Newin Benny, last year's winner. So, guys, we're going to go again. I've got two. I think we probably all have two each. Going to start with, who were we last? We were last with Chris, was it? Last time in the Regency?
Go on, Chris,
fire away.
Right, so we just mentioned there about the top two in the betting, absolute class animals on the day, both returning from layoffs though. So if they're at the best, then the prices, they warrant their prices. But given the respective layoffs of Proper Heiress and King Memphis, I'm going to go third in with Slick Sentinel. He's a match fit, competition fit dog, and he's a real competition dog. Won the Juvenile Classic last year, Yorkshire Derby finalist, Eclipse second, Blue Ribbon second, Derby semi-finals this year, and he's taken to Hove well in his recent prep runs here, winning 2 out of 3, both his wins coming by very wide margins. Only one of 3 wide seats in the comp as well, so he should get his draw. So the kennel flying, as we said in the last preview, Patrick Jansen's in great form. Early speed, race fit, should get his draw. I think he's a real solid bet there at 6-1 to go deep in the competition, as he tends to do in all competitions that he goes in.
He does. He's a fantastic competition dog. He really is a brilliant competition dog. I can see that 6-1. Your second selection?
There's a dog I really like. He's Ballymac Kobe. Second in the English Puppy Derby last year, then finalist in the Monmore Puppy Derby. But things haven't gone to plan since the match at Monmore. But we do know that the kennel's been under a cloud with a bad cough during the early part of the summer. I spoke to Maxine Locke yesterday, and she said they're coming out the other side of that now, and the dogs are back on song. And we've seen that he came back with a win at Central Park and then won at Hove nicely last Saturday. So she said he's coming right back into himself now and he's ready to go. It's not an easy heat, but I think the way he's drawn on the outside, the switch is C to a middle, but he's got the 6, which is not ideal for him. But there's a lot of railers in there. We'll be looking for the rails. I think that heat could work out well for him. And it's 16-1. With a dog that's coming back to form, showing loads of promise prior to the kennel cough. I think it could be a real player at a decent price.
Okay, there's Chris Oliver's tips. Then Slick Sentinel at 6-1 and 18-1 now. Chris, Ballymac Kobe with Coral, so 6 and 18. So 2 good selections there. Matthew, what you got for us? Far away.
Well, if you're going to look at the Sussex Cup, you've got to look at Derek Knight, haven't you? He's won it 5 times. He's looking for a hat trick. Newin Benny, defending champion, shaped really well in the Derby. Got the quarterfinals, Probably a touch unfortunate there. He needs to get on the button. He had both Dynamic Force and Bombay Pat ping out inside him in 5 and 4. He's had 25 runs at Hove, 21 of those in the first 3. He's just super consistent, loves the track, wide runner, so should hopefully get a draw that suits him. His early pace is always going to keep him competitive. I thought at 20 to 1, he'd have a solid shot at going back to back.
And you know what? It's take away Chowns Bear. That's quite a generous heat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a heat that you would think he would certainly turn in front in anyway. And, once he's on the bun, he's a hard dog to shake off it.
Yeah, 20 to 1 and more than fair price. Newman, Benny, what else you got for a second selection?
Well, I thought we'd go even more left field, up in price. Not massively. We're going to double the price and go with No Better Feeling at 40 to 1. It's a tricky little first heat, that. It really is. It is tricky. But at 40 to 1 for a Derby semi-finalist, chased home Delardidar in the 3rd round and the quarters, knocked out in a semi-final that featured Bocco's Diamond, Cheap Sounds, Droopy's Plunge. You can't knock that form at any level. He's had 3 solo since then, so he arrives, freshened up, shaped well enough on his first look at Hove since the semis, the Olympic in December. And I say it is a tricky first round heat, but I do think that's factored into the price at 40s.
Okay, out of the drivers 2, who's the better dog? Hope's Oompa Loompa or No Better Feeling?
Well, I hope No Better Feeling.
He's got a much more generous draw than Hope's Oompa Loompa. We'll come to that when we go through the heats later on. But they're both 40 to 1. So there's 2 good ones there for Matt. Newman Benny at 20s and No Better Feeling at 40s. Graham, what you got for us? Put us out of our misery, please.
So I'm going with Romeo Tomcat as my main selection. I tried to keep away from the top 2 as they've been off the track for a while, haven't raced for a while. I spoke to Patrick before the Derby, and he said that Romeo Tomcat's been running at Sheffield and wasn't really a track that suited him. But he said you'll see a much better Romeo Tomcat at Toaster and Hove. Now, obviously, he ran really well at Toaster in the Derby. He won the Derby Plate final as well, and he's 3 from 3 at Hove. Both that sort of track, like Patrick said, should suit him really well. He's got a decent draw as well. I mean, it's a tricky enough heat with Gary the Arb and Hope's Oompa Loompa inside, but Hope's Oompa Loompa in 4 and Gary the Arb in 3 will probably turn left out the trap. So he's going to have plenty to room to run around the first couple of bends. He's got early pace and stage really well as well. So he's got everything you need for to progress further around his competition. So I thought 13 to 2 is not a bad little each way selection really. Call the odds.
He beat Romeo. He beat Slick Sentinel comfortably in the dual distance final on the 3rd of July.
He did.
He went with Slick Sentinel to the corner, didn't he? So
he did. Got inside it. Yeah.
So there's only half a point between them. 13 to 2 and Slick Sentinel 6 to 1. So there's only half a point between them, and that's probably fair enough. So first one, Romeo Tomcat 13 to 2. Who's your second one?
The other one is Chelm's Bear. He was my main selection for the Derby at 40 to 1. Obviously, things didn't quite go his way during the Derby, and you kind of know what to expect from him. He's going to be last early doors, and you're hoping he gets a run around the opening bends and the 3rd bend as well. He's running well for Craig Morris. He reached the final with the 3 steps of victory at Sheffield last week. Didn't quite go his way again. The early stages in the final itself, found a bit of trouble and dropped back, but. With a clear sort of run, he's going to be staying on well at the finish. And I just thought 16 to 1, you just take a chance in the hope that he does get a clear run. And he's run well at Hope before. He reached the final of the Olympic last year behind Papa Ares. You might not win it again, but for 16 to 1, you might get a decent run for your money.
Just hope that run at Sheffield hasn't took too much out of him over 60. He's had a little bit of a layoff now, 2 weeks since that. So, when he had that 6:30 Monmore run, people were scratching their head, weren't they? And then just maybe took a bit of time to come back to his best. But look, he's one of them that, again, you roll out your peril because how'd you keep him out the first 3? And then you'd be sure to be out the first 2. So, 2 good ones there for Graham. So, Romeo Tomcat 30 to 2, Chowns Bear at 16 to 1. Michael?
Time away on.
Go on, yes.
Quick. So, to echo what the guys have said, it's an ultra competitive competition. Many inward chances at the top of the market, but for me, I've gone with Ballymac Colby. Impressed with the runs recently, lightly raced, a bit like Chris. I think it was pointed out that the kennel's been under bit of a cloud recently, but coming out of that now. So Ballymac at 18 appeals. And my second one is Gary Diab. Spoke to Belinda Green recently. She was saying she just need to find the spark again for Gary. Wasn't really showing that. And since then he's won 3 on the bounce, including last time out 34.77 over the 5.75 trip at Romford. That caught my eye. If he's back to form, I think he can go deep in the competition at 12-1 with the sponsors, Coral.
Okay, 2 there for Michael Ballymac, Gary Diab. Yeah, it's one of them where you always look at the Romford form when they go back to Hove and think, oh, what a run that is. They're just absolute chalk and cheese, though, aren't they? And
yeah,
it's hard to replicate that when you go back over the 5-on-5 at Hove. But he's a great competition dog over different distances. So yeah, you can see that. I've got 2. I'm going left field here. Well, first one to a degree, 18-1. I'm going to be Kilmore Dancer. The first one made the 3 steps to victory final. He's very fast. We know that. He's got a bit of a mind of his own. He's been marked awkward at Monmore in the past. He's in with no better feeling. I just thought that it's a tough enough race. Ballymac in there. If he could get a run early on, I think he's got a lot of pace and just changed his style slightly. Used to be that early pace out and gone at Toaster. He's just changed his style now and looks a stronger runner. Whether that's with something in front of him that he wants to get after, I don't know. But yeah, keeping him out of the first 3 and first 2 could be difficult at 18-1. And my second one, I don't think he can win it, but he's got a good draw in the first round. He's in with King Memphis, Uncle Freddie at 40-1. A similar kind of style to Kilmore Dancer, just a little bit further out wide. He's more of a middle runner. He's got a lot of pace. He's very clumsy. God, he's a clumsy dog, this lad. But he's got a lot of speed. And at 40-1, I thought that was a decent enough price to maybe just sneak through in the first round. King Memphis, if he does it right, he'll win, of course. But Uncle Freddie's got Dazzle Hermes on his inside. He's going to be going bang left. Got a great draw. So it looks a fairly solid forecast that we'll come to in a minute. So yeah, they're the 2 for me. Kilmore Dancer 18-1 and Uncle Freddie at 40-1. With the sponsors, Coral, as we head to the heats. We're going to look now heat by heat for Saturday night. The first one takes place at 7:49. And down the card, it's T for me in trap 1, No Better Feeling in trap 2, Kilmore Dancer in 3, Teddy in 4, Our Mystery in 5, and Ballymac in trap 6. 6-4 favourite Ballymac 7-4 Kilmore Dancer, 5-1 No Better Feeling, 5-1 Teddy, 16-1 Our Mystery, and 16-1 T for me. Michael, we will start with you if we can hear you.
Yeah, so my anti-post selection, Ballymac runs here from trap 6, obviously a little bit wider than normal. But I think it might actually work in his favour. I fancy him to trap out and make all. And I think your anti-post selection, Kilmore Dancer, can chase him home for second. I know No Better Feelings in there. Teddy's in there, Coronation Cup finalist. It's a competitive race, but I think if Ballymac brings his trapping boots, he can lead round and make all.
Matt?
Yeah, look, the eye's drawn to him, isn't it, as the sole-seeded runner? Whether he wants 6 or not, we'll find out on Saturday night. If he clears those inside, he wins it. I think it's as simple as that. I'm hoping, though, that, like I said, Kilmore Dancer's changed his style a little bit. T for me, is a nice A1 dog. I'm not sure that he's capable of going with No Better Feeling. So I just think No Better Feeling can lead up the inside. So I think Ballymac wins, but I'm hoping No Better Feeling, Kilmore Dancer, for all of our anti-post selections, chase him home.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get all 3 through. Let's go to Graham. Graham, thoughts on E1?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same with you guys. Ballymac is a standout dog in this contest, I think. Like you say, the draw in 6 doesn't look ideal, possibly. It's got a couple of mid to rouse comments, so the chances are he could be moving left on the run-up, but there's also the chance he could be clear on the run-up as well. So if he's cutting across in front, shouldn't cause a problem to the other runners at all. I can see Teddy chasing them, to be honest. I can just see her getting a clear run. Past Kilmore Dancer, she trapped out well on for a couple of occasions recently. If he can clear Kilmore Dancer and turn handy enough, I think she can stay on well for second.
Right, who's third? Which anti-post bet's going out? Who's going to finish third?
I think No Better Feeling may, like I say, Matt just said earlier on, T for me is a good A1 dog, maybe not quite the class, and if No Better Feeling get the vowels, it will take a decent effort to knock him out of the placings as well. So it all depends. It could be a bit of trouble on the inside with the 5 railers. So if whoever gets around the first bend, the clearest of runs, you think would be the ones that could qualify.
Get off that fence, you. Get off that fence. Yeah, look. My only concern, Ballymac Kobe, going from the 500 meters to the 515. These boxes can catch dogs out every now and again. They seem to have caught Slick Sense on that a little bit after he went 500 meters back to 515. So as long as he takes to them, he's got a long run to the corner. He's got Our Mystery inside. He's going to be going left. If he comes round in front, he'll win Ballymac Kobe. So yeah, hard to look past him. And then I think we'll get all three through. I think he'll be No Better Feeling, Kilmore Dancer. I'll probably go Kilmore Dancer over No Better Feeling. So yeah, but Royal Teddy, she was unlucky in the final. I know she got beat 6 1/4 lengths, but she was fairly unlucky in that final. She really was. So
Yeah.
a competitive little race, to be fair, probably in behind Ballymac Kobe, the winner. So Heat 2, 807, Bauer Gift in 1, King Memphis is back. He's in trap 2, Kevin's Rocket in 3, Golden Palace in 4, Dazzle Hermes in 5, Uncle Freddie in 6. Now, if it weren't for King Memphis, Uncle Freddie has got the draw of all draws in trap 6. But he is back, King Memphis. Fantastic to have him back. One of the best greyhounds in the country by a long, long way when he is on song. He's come back really well. 16-17 trial last time out. And guys, it's just brilliant to have him back, isn't it? Because he adds so much to a competition, King Memphis.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest grounds in training, is he? So it's great to have him back if he's at his best, which the trials would suggest he's not too far off. I'm thinking, look at this heat, I'm very similar to you, Gio. I think the draw is a dream for Uncle Freddie out wide. If King Memphis brings his A game and he traps out, then it's game over, and that'll be that. But 2 to 5 with Barrow Gift probably moving middle on its inside. Kevin's Rocket and Golden Palace both looking for the rails. It could be a nightmare draw for King Memphis if he doesn't come away. And if that's the case, then Uncle Freddie should get a dream run out wide. And he's sort of 6 to 1 with the sponsors. A finalist last year. You know, if things do get tight on the inside, then he could just pick up the piece on the outside and stay on for a nice victory at a price. So as much as I respect King Memphis and I do like him, it's great to see him back. I think the odds and the draw, I'd be inclined to take him on.
Is that looking each way back to nothing? 6 to 1, Uncle Freddie. Caught the odds first 2. You're getting 6 to 4 to finish in the first 2, and that's without King. He doesn't have to win King Memphis. He could be behind someone else, of course. 2 to 5 King Memphis, 6 to 1 Uncle Freddie, 7 to 1 Kevin's Rocket, 10 to 1 Bauer Gift, 10 to 1 Golden Palace, 25 to 1 Dazzle Hermes. Now Kevin's Rocket for me should be bigger because he's drawn outside him. If he was drawn in 1, fair enough. That looks an each way bet to nothing, doesn't it? 6 to 1, Matt.
Look at that. You come straight to the dirty each way thief. Yeah, 6 to 1 each way. Absolutely. Bauer Gift is not a bad trapper, and she's also a big bitch, and she will go straight right out of 1. So if Memphis isn't absolutely smashing out, he's going to get a bump in the first stride. And look, he's one of the quickest dogs in the country on his day. He's had 3 runs in 9 months. If you're ever going to oppose him at 2 to 5, it's on his first run from a few months off. I just think, yeah, for me, Uncle Freddie, each way, beautiful draw. That would be the way I'd play the race.
Graham, can you look past it? Or did you just...
Not really. I mean, I think it's if King Memphis comes away, he should be out and gone. But like I say, at 2 to 5, do you want to take the chance? Do you want to play at 2 to 5? Probably not. Like I say, Bauer Gift is a really good trapper as well. Yes, he's only won an A2 last time, but it's a 355 sectional out of 500 boxes. That's pretty good itself. I think he'll win, and everyone would like to see him win, make a winning comeback. But 2 to 5 is not really for me. And everyone else before me said Uncle Freddie at 6 to 1 is a bet to nothing. Each way thieves 6 to 4 place. That's the way to go, I think.
Difference this year, well, now Michael as well, King Memphis. When he's been back on the card recently, so he's had that break from October to February. He had 2 4-bend trials at Monmore prior to his race. I know he got beat. And then when he was at Central Park before last September, he had a 500-metre trial at Hove, 29.04. He's coming in the back of this with no 4-bend trial. It's 515 metres, so it's a good test for him. Even if he leads, you expect him to tie up, surely.
King Memphis has improved nicely on his 2-bend trials in the last couple of weeks. Like you said, he's improved a couple of lengths on those clocks. But the 4 bends will stretch him first time back. I think the interesting betting market would be the place market on the exchanges on Saturday night. If you can get a price about Uncle Freddie out wide, that could be the value. A bit like Matt said, Bauer Gift on the rails can show early pace and will be stepping across at lid rise. So, yeah, I won't be with King Memphis at 2 to 5, but good luck to the McNair kennel for getting him back. Wish him all the best for Saturday, and hopefully he can go deep in the competition.
Yeah, I think we all want to see him. We'd love to see him pop out, win, and do 29.70, wouldn't we? It'd just be a brilliant comeback. One of the fastest grounds in training. He really is. So, yeah, good luck with Rab, to Liz and Rab, and Brendan, the KSS syndicate with King Memphis. But, yeah, Uncle Freddie 6-1. That looks a decent bet. I think you'll get a lot shorter on the night. I think he could be around maybe 7-2. 3-1 on the night, with King Memphis probably drifting slightly. But yeah, good luck to him. If he does it right, he will certainly win. So Heat 3, Queen Shakira in trap 1, Our Cracker in 2, Gary Diab in 3, Hope Lumpa in 4, Romeo Tomcat in 5, Antigua Forky in 6. Even money Romeo Tomcat 9-4, Gary Diab, 5-1, Queen Shakira, 6-1, Hope Lumpa, 16-1, Our Cracker, and 25-1. Antigua Forky. I'm going to kick off. Even money looks a big price. Romeo Tomcat for me. Chris.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree, Joe. I think the draw's worked out perfectly. Hope Lump on its inside. Should get plenty of room to run to the corner. Gary Diab in great form at Romford, but a very different track, and he hasn't tended to show his best at Hove in the past. Queen Shakira sent off odds on for the Brighton Bell family, so we know she runs the track, but I don't think she quite arrives in the best of form. So yeah, I like the draw, I like the form of Romeo Tomcat, and even money looks pretty fair to me.
And the long run to the corner, Matt, he's got decent early when his paws hit the sand. So he isn't one that he's got fantastic middle. He's got more early than people give him credit for as well.
Yeah, he's a huge amount of all-around pace, hasn't he, Romeo Tomcat? Chased home Lenny's Desire. When he set the new track record at Toaster in the heats of the priced up Derby Plate. Very quick dog. He's taken incredibly well to Hove. So everyone else has said the 4 inside will want the rails, so he should have half of Sussex to operate in on the run to the bend. Although obviously Antigua Forky, solid enough grader, but does have a bit of early pace. Hopefully he can just pace up on that long run, get inside that, and it should be game over.
Yeah, Graham, even money, you're with or against? You're playing or you're laying?
I'd be playing, to be honest. I think, like yourself, Joe. Like Matt just said, Antigua Forky's got early pace on the outside. It could be a similar situation to where we mentioned earlier on, where he beat Slick Sentinel in the dual distance final a couple of weeks back. Slick Sentinel led on the outside of it, just found it up to the first bend. Romeo Tomcat got around on the inside and just ended up drawing clear. I think it could be a similar situation again with 4 and 3 looking towards the rails. Like Matt just said, playing like half of Sussex to move around the first couple of bends, and as long as he just traps out okay, you think he's got the back straight pace and the finishing pace to prove too strong for his around the later stages.
Yeah, so 4 votes so far for Romeo Tomcat. Michael, I hope you haven't moved. Talk to us. Just put a trap number up. Who are you with?
Yeah, sign.
3, Gary Diab. Okay, 4 for Romeo Tomcat, 1 for Gary Diab. So, Michael, good luck to you. We'll try and let you get sorted because this is painful viewing for everyone. So, yeah, apologies, people. He lives out towards Wrexham way, so we can only apologise for that. And we just can't get him. He's got no signal where he is. So, yeah, we move on to Heat 4. Burrows Emerald in trap 1, Amazing Force in 2, Quill Quids in 3, Ballydally Jack in 4, Bang Railer, Ballymacaxel in 5, Good Draw, and Slick Sentinel in 6. 3 on. 1-3, Slick Sentinel with Coral. 4-1, Ballymacaxel, looks a certainty forecast. 10-1, Quill Quid. 12-1, Ballydally Jack. 14th, Burrows Emerald, and 33-1, Amazing Force. Now, guys, 3 on. I know who was with Anti-Post?
Myself.
Chris, come on then. Talk to us, Chris. Is he a 3-on shot?
Yeah, I'm not one for playing at those sort of prices, but at the same time, I wouldn't be taking him on. I think Ballymacaxel's a very interesting runner. Showed a lot of promises of Puppy, Northern Puppy Derby finalist, won a heat at the Kirby Memorial. Within Maxine Locke's kennel, as we said, has been having a bad bout with a cough. They're over that now. So she did say she'd like another week with him. So if he gets through this round, then Ballymacaxel could be a really interesting runner going forward. But first, given that Six Sentinels a match fit dog, competition fit dog, got his draw, I wouldn't want to take it on. But at the same time, I might not be playing at 1-3, but I wouldn't want to take Six Sentinel on.
Yeah, he was a big fancy for the Derby, Ballymacaxel, weren't he? I know from plenty of people within the kennel and also from outside the kennel as well, Ballymacaxel. But yeah, Graham, it looks fairly straightforward for Slick Sentinel, doesn't it? If he comes away how he has been, he'll lead and win. Yeah,
obviously he's a classy performer. He's Sentinel. He's got so much early pace. When the trap's open, he's paused it to sand straight away and he's out and gone off or not. I did back Ballymacaxel myself in the derby at 125 to 1, and obviously got knocked out in the first round. But like Chris said, Maxine's expecting a decent enough performance. I think, like he said, she needs maybe another week off possibly. But if he gets through this stage, and obviously the semi-finals and maybe even the final itself, he can improve from what he's shown so far. There's a big run inside him, I think, somewhere, and he could show it on Saturday.
Matt, thoughts?
Yeah, I think Slick Sentinel is the most likely winner. I think Ballymacaxel will chase him home. But there's a little bit of me that is tempted to back Ballydolly Jack each way for Derek Knight. I don't know what he's going to make of a draw in 4. He watching his runs at Hove, he's rails here, he's wide there, he's a little bit all over the place at the moment. But he chased home New Benny just less than 2 lengths behind that. Kelvin's Hat, it's reasonable form in the race behind Droopy's Clue, Owen Mystery last week when he got a couple of crowds. He's one of those that I don't think we've seen the best of him in this country yet, and he might just, if 4 helps and he comes away, he might just qualify at a big price.
I'm going to throw in the same kind of thought for Quill Quids in 3. Now, he was desperately unlucky not to qualify in the first round of the Derby behind Slick Sentinel. He flew round to the drop as well. He stayed really well. He's been a little bit stop-start since. He picked up a decent A1 at Nottingham back on the 25th of June. His trial here was poor. You'd want to go better than that. But yeah, he's one of them that the track could suit. He hasn't got too much inside him if he can come away to maybe clear. So I'll be Slick Sentinel, Ballymacaxel. I'll go Quill Quids back in 3rd. For that, Michael, you got us, or you're giving us a trap number? Give us a 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, can't hear you, mate. Just stick your fingers up. 6. 6 Sentinel, yeah? 6. There we go. 2nd. 5. 3rd. 1. This is terrible. We ain't doing this again now for the next one. Heat 5, down the card, we have got Gunslinger in 1, Chance Bear in 2, Brinkley's Betty in 3, Mossrich Kylie in 4, Slick Sabo in 5, and New in Benny, defending champion in trap 6. 5 to 4 Chance Bear, 7 to 4 New in Benny, 130 Gunslinger, 16 to 1 Brinkley's Betty, 16 to 1 Mossrich Kylie, and 16 to 1 Slick Sabo. With the sponsors, match race, guys, Chance Bear, New in Benny. Matt, we'll come to you first.
Yeah, I'm with New in Benny. I think he's got a nice draw. I think Chums Bear has the potential to be held up a little bit on the inside. Brinkley's Betty will go to the rails. She did 27.14 at Sunderland back in May when she was 3/4 of a length behind Mad About Peck. That's speedy enough form in there, and I think the combination of her and perhaps Gunslinger will just hold up Chums Bear enough that New and Benny get away.
Yeah, he'll move off from 1, Gunslinger. He'll move off slightly from there as well. It doesn't matter for me what Chance Bear is in with. He hasn't got the early to go with him. So I would always want to be with something that probably be 7, 8 lengths clear of him than trying to be with him where he's got to try and weave his way through the field. So I'm with New and Benny as well. Lead and make all got a good draw. Yeah, 6 for me. Chance Bear will qualify. He'll make his way through. So yeah, 6 for me to do the business. New and Benny, I'd probably have them probably closer to 6 to 4 the pair, then half a point between them. So yeah, New and Benny for me as well. So 2 votes for New and Benny. Chris, where are we going?
The Chance Bear for me, I think. You've always taken a little bit of a chance with his running style, but anything like a clear run here, I think he wins. That's obviously the big if, but he was only beaten 2 lengths by Proper Harris in the Olympic final. He clearly likes it here. Never got any sort of run in the 3 steps final last time. And I think, the big run to the corner is massive, as it always is with him, but any sort of a run, I think he wins this.
Any sort of a run, and Graham is nodding, I'm guessing, in approval. Graham, go on.
Yeah, it's my each way selection for the outright honours itself. I think the whole race evolves around what he does early. If he gets a clear run early, I think he'll prove too strong. But that's a big if. Will he get that clear run? Possibly not. You can't tell. If you say Gunslinger's on the inside, Brinkley's Betty's on the outside, they could be moving off together. So it could be the meat in the sandwich. But if he does come away okayish or avoid any trouble early doors, you get around the bend, first bend in a decent position, going to the 3rd bend again, you're hoping for a clearer run again. if he gets a clear run, I think he wins. But it's whether he gets that clear run or not. And if he doesn't, you and Benny should be out and gone out wide. But if he gets a clear run, I think he wins.
So between four of us, it's 2-2. Michael, are you making it 3-2 to one of them, or is there anything else in the race that you fancy?
Joe, I think early pace wins the race. I think New Benny will make all from trap 6. I think the inside pair will hold each other up a touch. I think Gunslinger can hold Chelmsford into the corner. They'll have the little private battle for place. I think New Benny will be away and gone.
A 3-2 to New Benny then. Between the lads, as we move on to the final heat and the antipost favourite goes in this 9:16. Trap 1, Missile 1. Trap 2, Razzle Dazzle Barkley. Trap 3, Proper Air Rest. Trap 4, Arthur Job. Trap 5, Susie. I'm saying Susie. We'll say
Susie.
Susie. For Ricky Holloway. Thank you, Ricky, for that. Betting 1-4, Proper Air Rest. 4-1, Missile 1. 8-1, Arthur Job. Good competition, dog him. 20-1, Razzle Dazzle Barkley, and 33-1, Susie. Antipost favourite, Coral Olympic winner, Proper Air Rest, back with a bang, 29.74. Disappointed in the derby, but he loves this place, we know. He's going to take some beating here, isn't he? 4 on, he should just win.
Yeah, Proper Air Rest will take this. Like you say, everyone knows the CV. Worthy favourite, I think 9-4 outright's a little bit short, but there we are. But yeah, Proper Air Rest will win this. Big shout out to Patrick Godfrey with Arthur Job, like you say, proper competition type. So I hope he goes well for him. I had a good chat with Arthur last week. With Patrick, last week, not Arthur. And Missile 1 possibly for the forecast. I think it'll be between them two for second, but I do think Proper Air Rest will win this and I've got a place in the next round.
Graham, just wins.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. So Proper Air should be out and gone. Good trial last week. Great competition dog. It's just a case of who will come second. I think Arthur Job running well at Sheffield in the 3 steps. Shoresby staying on pretty well late, and I think he would just finish well enough to finish second and Missile 1 back in third. That's how I see it. But incident quickly though, I've got a quick little thing as well. We've been talking about all the heats between this competition and the Regency as well. So we've all said Romeo Empire 1-6, Mongi's Wild 1-6, Vagar 2-7, Stick Sentinel 1-3, Proper Airs 1-4. The accumulator with Coral pays just under 2-1. Now, I don't know how you boys feel about that at all, but is that a backable price for you at all? Or?
Is that 5 or 6 dogs you meant name there?
5 dogs. 5 dogs. Will all 5 win? 2-1.
They should do, shouldn't they?
You think so, wouldn't you? You bet.
My only concern with the Regency is just that short run to the bend.
Yeah.
Vagar was to just miss it slightly, and she's, third or fourth going around the second bend, and she back run that many runners. She's capable, of course, but there'll be people who play it. There'll be plenty of people who do play it, and they'll be waiting on Proper Air.
2-1, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair enough price. Yeah, I can see that. I'd be Proper Air over Missile 1 in this. I think he's got a good draw on the inside and Arthur Job back in third. I think the other two have got it all to do. We've got 3.5 minutes left, fellas. So we've gone through Michael. You spoke about it, Michael, yeah? So Graham threw me off track there with his 2-1 5-fold. Chris, you'll have a final say. So Chris, 4 on.
Yeah.
Leia, forecast better.
Yeah, nothing so much interesting for me to add to what you guys have already said. Great to see Proper Air back. One of my favourite dogs in training. Disappointing the derby, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be taking him on here. I'd be interested to see what Missile 1 was without betting. If you get a bit of odds against, might be tempted by that. But yeah, 3 to beat 1 here. Proper Air to beat Missile 1.
And Mr. Newman, how do we see it?
Yeah, I don't think I can oppose Proper Air, but Missile 1 has been running fairly well. That run behind Romeo Topcat last week when he was beating half a length and he was coming back at Tomcat all the way to the line. You look at their respective middle pace. Tomcat probably went into the back straight, a head down, came out a head up. He's a smart enough dog, Missile 1, that if Proper ARS isn't absolutely 100%, he wouldn't be a million miles away. But I do think Proper ARS wins it. I think Missile 1 chases him home, and I do think Arthur Job gets through as well. Hopefully, anyway. I think Patrick Godfrey's, great guy. I love all these Arthur dogs. They always make me smile. So long may he have plenty of them at this kind of level.
Yeah, he does. He just finds them ones that just can go a little bit deep. Puppy Derby finalist, third round of the Derby, finalist at Sheffield. So yeah, he's got a nice dog in his hands there, and hopefully one day he can pick up a big race competition. So there we have it. We've done both competitions. All the best to all 36 or 35 in the Coral Sussex Cup starting on Saturday. Good luck to everyone in the Regency as well. We've covered both. Then we'll have a break next week, and then we'll come back for the final, lads, I reckon, and we'll get stuck into a brilliant card, what it will be as well. So thanks for your time. We'll see you all soon.